Hello everyone, welcome to Breadwin Consulting. So as we are doing a series of videos or tutorials on SAP Datasphere, this is the third episode that we are in. In the first episode, we have seen the quick overview of what Datasphere is, why Datasphere, and then what are all the other functionalities it has got, SAP partnerships, and a quick takeaway from that video. In the second episode or the tutorial, we have seen how to get the free access for SAP Datasphere to experience the product perspective. So that is a 30-day free trial that SAP is facilitating all the users to see and benefit what are all the options or the features that are available. Hope everybody has got the access as guided. So now assuming that everybody has received the access and they are in the system, we will continue with our series checking one by one option so that this will benefit everyone, right? So a quick disclaimer, because the product is stabilizing, there are few features that are getting added day by day or periodically. So there are few feature changes that we might see, that you might see. Uh, Probably by the time the video is already uploaded, you might see some other feature that is available or some changes in the navigation. This is quite possible, right? But 99% it will be stable. This is just a quick thing so that you don't get confused. When you log in, you might see few features or navigation possibilities here and there. So there is a possibility because this is just the experience system that SAP is giving us. So now with this, we will quickly see what are all the options that are available one by one. So now if you see, so this is the profile page on the top right hand side. So this is the user profile details that you'll get. You will be able to sign out from here. Settings, once you see it, your user account, what are all the details that are available, and the appearance wise you can change it. Ideally in a real-time system this is possible, because now when it comes to home screen, so there are few cards that are available because you are already, if you have seen the SAC or the Fiori part of it, you know when you are in Fiori overview pages, you will be able to enable or disable your cards, right, based on your preference or personalization aspect. So you will be able to turn on or turn off these kind of things. So these are all the separate cards or the separate navigations that are available. You have your spaces, data builder, business builder. We will see each one of them one by one. So you have your language and region. So this is a customization aspect. UI settings are available, whether you wanted to see the display name or business name or technical name. Privacy aspect, here what happens is that SAP takes your consent only based on your frequently opened aspect, so it will try to give you the suggestions. So this is what is the privacy thing that is asking. You can clear this data periodically. Authorization perspective, this you need to give authorization to the SAP Datasphere so that to run few tasks like task chains or something like that, this will be helpful, right? To access your remote tables for these kind of things, for scheduling your jobs, all these things, this will help basically. I will show you when you get there again, but as of now, just keep this in mind. So now with this we have seen this. I will go through each and every option so that this will help both the experienced professionals versus the fresher, even if he is seeing for the first time. So this is the help. Whenever you see it, if you click on it, you will be able to get the help from directly SAP itself. This is the support you can send or get some help from the support itself. Now the feedback mechanism, if you see any issues here, so that will be taken care. Notifications, once you click on it, you'll be able to see and then delete. Auto refresh is something so which will be the page itself refreshes when you open, but usually we keep it turned off and then you can turn it on as well. Customization, as I have shown, so you'll be able to turn on, turn off certain pages. Suppose if you see it here, the spaces, data integration tasks, you have your data builder, business builder. Suppose I will just turn off data builder and then show you how it looks like. I'm just clicking on. So I'm turning off data builder and then save. The moment you see it here, it disappears basically, right? So ideally I would like to keep it on as is and then save, right? You are done. So this is about it on the right hand side. And once you click on the SAP Datasphere, left those sandwich icon which we call, or the three bars, people usually call it sandwich icon. And then once you see it, right, you will have different options that are available, starting from your about, your repository explorer, catalog, data marketplace, semantic onboarding, your data builder, business builder, integration monitor, connections, space management, transport, and your data sharing cockpit. No need to by heart them, or you just don't have to remember them, but once you see 3-4 times you will get used to it. Now in this video we will focus specifically on the space management. So I'm just clicking on the space management. So if you recall, I have told you space management like a virtual workspace, right? So who will create it? If you remember that also, admin guy will create it, like our SAP data basis guy. So he will create it. Why spaces are needed? Spaces are needed because these are the secured areas that SAP will create it for you, which will enable you to acquire, prepare, and model your data. So these are your isolated spaces. For anything, you just need a space, and your admin will create it based on your needs and business requirements, right? So spaces are like your base basically. So once spaces are created, you will be assigned to them, so then only you will be able to access anything. So now I'm just clicking on edit. If you see it, so then you will be able to enter into that space. If you see it, it is named as healthy, so deployed on 12th because I have logged in yesterday. And then you are given disk storage of 1.5 MB, memory storage of 2.5 MB, and then it will be enabled based on your access, right? So I'm just clicking on edit to show you what are all the different options that are available. If you see it, once you open, you will see, you will be able to see general settings or the overview. Your space ID is here, space name is here, space status is active, space type is SAP Datasphere. Created by admin, it shows as EA is here, and then when it is created, status is deployed, when it is deployed. So when you enable space storage quota, I think you will be able to do that. This admin will be creating it. So now essentially what are the things that you are seeing it here is, so your space, general details, and then how the space is managed, and what kind of users are available, your database access, what are all the connections, time data, and auditing. Essentially you have your 7 tabs that are available here. Now we will see one by one, right? So now what happens? So when you just click on the overview page, you have seen this. Workload management is something that you will be able to manage your priority here. Suppose you will have priority from 1 to 8. Whenever there is a contest that happens between the spaces, so the resource availability aspect, so then low is 1 and 8 is high. If you keep it as 8, so then it will be given the priority. So that is how it is, right? So whenever you are querying your database or you are doing certain things, so this is how the priority is managed. And workload configuration by default, so which gives the you will be able to give your resource limit, load balancing of the space, and all those things can be managed here, but by default it is given default here. User assignment is something as you see it here, so you need to be a valid user in the system. Not only valid user, you need to have your user assigned to this space, so then only you will be able to access this specific space. Now when it comes to database access, what happens here? So database access has got that specific whenever you wanted to expose your views for consumption, so this is where it will help basically, like your if you have worked ever in HANA perspective, you will have your HANA DB users to access the HANA database specifically. So something like that loosely you can think, saying that this will be helpful whenever you wanted to utilize or expose this for further consumption, right? Whenever you get there, probably I'll show you as a use case. Database users also, like your HANA DB users, so this will help you to integrate certain things like your ingest data or create data entities, something like that, right? Now, if you have seen, the HDA containers is also available here. Once you enable the access, so you know the container mechanism, right? So this will be used for your deployment aspects. So how you are modeling things or your artifacts or views that you have created. So via containers, from HANA perspective, it will be used as a deployment infrastructure perspective. This will help, right? So I'm just touching it on a overall perspective, but when we get there specifically, I'll give you specific details for that as and when needed, to the extent that is needed. And when it comes to settings, so here you will be able to create connections, right? So now create connections, you can do it from two places. One is clicking here, you will be able to reach, right? Connections will open here. So there are two type of connections before it opens. One is your local connections, the other one is SAP connections. So there are two ways it can open. So the other way is that once you close this and then go there, other way to open connections is that you click on here direct, go to connections. So this is one way. So either way it is okay, right? So now there are, as I said, there are two connections, SAP local connections and SAP open connectors. Open connectors for now you think as like APIs, your application programming interfaces, right? Think that way to connect your CRM or something like that. But when the use case comes, I will just explain more you on that part, right? This is used to connect your SAP third-party data sources. But when it comes to local, so you have your different things that are available. So ideally, we need to get a create connection here, which will show you all the 31 types that are available. But for some reason, it is not showing. This is what I was just mentioning. So you will not get everything and then in an experience system. But for example, if I have to see S4 HANA Cloud data integration, click on it and then validate. It will clearly show you that everything is valid, and again your data flows, your views, everything is valid. So if you see it here, valid, but not all features are available. So this is what it says, right, as a warning. This is what I was just telling. The product is sometimes not stable because this is an experience system, so you will just have to utilize and then understand to the extent that SAP is providing you. And here there is one thing that I've observed. There is once you click on it, you will have the technical name that is not a by default enabled. You can just click on it and then once you see it, you will be able to see the technical name also, right? These are all the small observations, but as we go through, things are changing, so things will get changed and then get stabilized. Experience system is always an experience system. You have to understand that, right? So now this is all about the space management and the connections, and I will just click on it to show you a couple of things regarding the time data and auditing. So I will click on the time data. Here what happens is that SAP will give you the enablement to create the timetables and dimensions according to your needs, which can be utilized for your modeling perspective and then further on the stories. So now I'm just let me click on it. So here you will be able to create. Ideally you will get a create button, but I can just show you where it is actually available. Once you go to the data builder tables, you will be able to see all of them, right? Tables, and let me just search time just for convenience, right? You will be able to see it. Suppose timetable, all these things that were created, right? So let me just pick this one which was created just to show you. See, now this is what you will get, right? local data builder wise. So this is the different things. You will have your general view, edit, tools that are available. So now you have your columns which are considered for this one, like your month number. If at all associations are there, what is the business purpose you can write while creating this table, description, brief description, purpose, and who created it, so that this will be helpful from the maintenance aspect, which is the responsible team, any tags, so that this will help in the search perspective, table services, any partitions that can be there, and dependent objects, what are the other ones. You have your day, month, quarter, obviously, year as the dependent objects. So when they are created, this is how usually it will be. Once you click on view, so you will be able to get or see the data preview, right? Before that, here you are able to see one highlighted export debug before it comes, right? Export debug CSN. So this CSN is your schema notification. You know how you export your CDS views, right? This is one mechanism. Loosely, you can understand it as your JSON files, like your Java-based things. So this is how it shows as a preview data. This is what it is. Start exploring things. So I'm just trying to give you an overview. So if you see it, this is the business name, technical name, semantic usage, where it is used. Delta capture is off, deployed on these things. These are the columns. So everything, if you just see it for 3-4 times, you'll be able to grasp a thing of it. Here also you will have it as a CSN or JSON file, right? Different tools that are available where you can do your impact analysis and then check the dependency analysis. So these are the options that are available. See how it will tell you. There are 4 dependent objects that we have seen, right? So this is what it is giving you as a lineage wise, picture wise, right? Graphically. Just closing it. I think I have covered everything related to space management. So go through the video a couple of times so that you will be able to clearly understand and grasp of it. So wherever you see this, right, this settings icon, so you should understand that you have more number of columns that are available where you can bring into the perspective. Sort is something which can be utilized. By default it will be ascending. You can get one or more dimension into the space, and then you can just sort accordingly. Filter is something you can just utilize, right, either include or exclude. So these options are available. And with this, thank you for watching these videos. Any questions or comments, you can just feel free to add under the video, and we will meet in the next video based on the data builder, business builder. One by one we will take you through, and I'm just keeping these videos short and crisp, straightforward, so that you don't lose interest, and then you go to the extent that you need, and then it will trigger your uh, uh, interest to explore more, right? So do feedback. Thank you for watching. Please do like, share and subscribe. We will meet in the next video very soon. Thank you.